Everyone, we've made it. The 2021 anime season is here. Round of applause for surviving 2020, please. Nevertheless, the winter 2021 anime season is the most jam-packed in recent memory. The potential of so many great shows airing in one season rightfully has people very excited, and I expect there will be many videos discussing this topic in the weeks to come. But I want to look back on 2020 and talk about one of the best shows of the year that almost no one has watched. That's right! In this video, we're going to be talking about Major Second, the second season. For those unfamiliar with the Major franchise, I'm sure that the series was off the radar and got buried amongst the other shows in the spring of 2020. But if you stick with me for the rest of this video, I promise to show you why I think Major Second, the second season, is definitely worth your time and one of the best shows of 2020.
描いた夢とここにある今二つの景色見比べても形を変えてここにあるのは確かな一つの
To give a little background, the Major anime series began in 2004, and as an athlete myself, I remember appreciating the meaningful stories that it told. It blended drama with sports, a sprinkle of romance, and portrayed the importance of perseverance, dedication, and hard work. The main character of the original Major series is Shigeno Goro. We follow his journey from the little leagues all the way to the majors and everything in between. Without spoiling too much, Goro as a baseball player is an absolute damn cheat code. And as a result of his sheer dedication to the sport, he's always leagues above his peers. Goro is so powerful, they often have to give him a handicap at the start of each season just to level the playing field. Now this isn't to say Goro wins all the time, but just like Goku, every time he loses, he comes back stronger. You know, whatever setback he has is merely a setup for him to succeed because he is that supremely talented. Honestly, this is part of the reason I did not enjoy the last 3 seasons of Major as much as the first 3. Eventually I grew tired of the formula. But I digress. My issues with the last few seasons of Major may have been affected by the fact that I watched all 3 seasons in a week. This leads us to the special OVA titled Major Message, the prequel to the Major Second series. In this special, we learn that Goro marries, spoilers, Kaoru Shimizu, his high school sweetheart, and they start a family together. Goro and Kaoru have a firstborn daughter named Azumi and a secondborn son named Daigo, and of course, they share the love of baseball, just like their father did. Although, we quickly learn that Azumi has inherited her father's talent for baseball and that Daigo hasn't. Despite this, Daigo is determined to follow in his father's footsteps, and he strives to become as great of a baseball player as he was. Admittedly, the first season of Major Second starts slowly, as Daigo comes to terms with living in his father's shadow and not being able to measure up to him. This is not uncommon in the world of sports. Other than having a famous father, Daigo is more like us. He's too short, he's too slow, and he's uncoordinated as hell. The tables are turned, and sadly, no matter how hard Daigo tries, he's repeatedly overwhelmed by the more gifted players. Now you might be asking me now, whoa, what does all of this have to do with Major Second, the second season?
So, 涙で汚した思い出をもう勝手にできるでしょうもうストップ孤独なふりして助けを待つのはやめにした 突き抜けるほど高い空に仲間たちの声が響いた鼓膜を叩く金属は瞬く間に高鳴ること
On first glance, would you believe that what you just saw was from the same series? The second season of Major Second is such a huge departure from everything that came before it. I want you to think for a second about how rare having starring females in a sports anime is. Off the top of my head, I can only think of 4 legitimate ones. You have tennis with Aim for the Ace, you have baseball again with Princess Nine, you have kendo with Bamboo Blade, and most recently you had badminton with Hanebado. And out of those 4, only 2 of the 4 were made in this century. When you think of other popular sports anime, and I'm not going to name them all, but if you think about Slam Dunk, Kuroko no Basket, Haikyuu, and Free, the female characters are often left to minor roles, such as the manager, or a love interest, or someone's little sister. Very rarely do these characters play any major role in moving the plot forward. They're normally there as a plot device to help whip the boys into shape. In the second season of Major Second, the women are front and center. They have starring roles, and they contribute directly to the success of the team. This dynamic is made possible by Daigo, who realizes that he isn't skilled enough to carry a team on his own like his father did. He'll need the support of all of his teammates to make the team successful. Daigo comes of age in the second season. He knows that he's not the most talented, but he can do his best to bring a team together. Daigo does not see any difference between himself and the women on his team. This was honestly such a pleasant surprise. It created a co-ed dynamic in a sports anime that's so rare, I'm not even sure I've seen it before. Now you might be asking me, why is any of this important? What makes you say that this is one of the best shows of 2020? The second season of Major Second is a legitimately fun show. The cute girls do cute things genre of slice of life anime is still booming, and I think this show certainly fits into that category. There's a lot of baseball to be had here for sure, and the chemistry between characters here is what makes this show so charming. There's a wider variety of personalities available when you mix both men and women, making for some great interactions on and off the field. The show just works, and it hits on multiple tones. It can be serious or lighthearted, sometimes both at the same time. Because Daigo isn't dominant like his father Goro was, his teammates receive far more development than in the majors of the past. Major has always been great at telling the stories of its characters. We learn everyone's motivations and their struggles, especially for the women who are trying to prove themselves in a male-dominated sport. Furthermore, the baseball continues to be exciting and suspenseful, even more so now as there isn't a single player who can carry the team to victory on their own. Daigo and his teammates face new and familiar foes with their own fleshed out motivations and aspirations. We see both sides of victory and defeat, and you generally grow attached to this underdog team trying their best to achieve their goals. I honestly believe that Major Second, the second season, has the potential to be more popular than it is. According to my anime list, 12,426 users currently have Major Second Season 2 located anywhere on their list, which I think is criminally low. That's why at the beginning of the video, I called it the best show that almost no one has seen. The latter half of the season was delayed in 2020 because of COVID-19, but now it has fully completed airing. I hope that if the series continues, they don't relegate the female characters they've introduced and developed to side characters again. They're fun, they're witty, and they add an element sorely missing from most sports anime. You might ask, do I need to watch the entire major franchise to get into this series? I don't think so. I think I've summarized the original major series enough for you to be able to fully appreciate Major Second. There are callbacks to the older seasons that will be a treat to longtime viewers, but it definitely won't detract from your enjoyment if you haven't seen them. Izumi, Kaoru, Goro, and his friends all make appearances to help Daigo and his team along with both school, baseball, and friendship. Daigo, just like his father, is also oblivious to romance. But what else is new? I highly recommend you check this series out and let me know in the comments down below your thoughts about Major Second. Do you agree? Disagree? Have any suggestions yourself? If you still aren't convinced, just let me say one more thing. Sakura, our main female, is essentially Mio doing a baseball cosplay. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for watching. So long, see y'all next time.